Am I drinking coffee at 8 o'clock at night? Yes, yes, I am.
I don't think it will. Oh, it says it's recording me, so I
Okay.
think
Yeah,
it
it
should
did say
record.
recording and it looks like it's recording. So I'll make sure you get the recording. But
Okay.
I just don't ever want to be the reason someone didn't get the recording.
Okay.
Okay.
It's Sunday. All right. So we have two of the three people that are going to get NLP tonight from AmyLee. I invited the rest of the team. Whether or not they're going to be here, I don't know. But we can go ahead and move forward. Hopefully Tanya will hop on. So you guys participated in the book club, which I'm so excited that you did. It was such a fun book, and that was called The Go-Giver. We had a little session about it. We chit-chatted about it, and that recording is in the chat, if you wanted to reference it. Um, but as a reward for participating in that amazing book club, which that book, by the way, was recommended by AmyLee. Can you guys hear me okay? I should bring my microphone over. Okay. Um, we're going to give you this little NLP session. And so this is neuro, and correct me if I'm saying this wrong, AmyLee, neuro linguistic programming. I said it right. Okay. So this is about kind of tackling those limiting beliefs that we all get as human beings and figuring out how to flip them into something that's more productive and a different mindset from what we're all used to growing up with. Because I was like 50 plus years old when I learned about this. So,
Yeah, but
um,
look at what it's done for you. I mean,
yeah.
you're like a whole
Yeah.
new woman. So
Yeah. And I still have those beliefs even, on my journey, but that's because I'm human. But we have these great tools to kind of help us through these things. I did put in the chat that I asked you to come up with a limiting belief that you could chat about with us here as a group. And I think that we can get started. Did you want to say anything, Emily, before we kick it off?
yeah, just a quick little kind of like a what is NLP and like why is it
Yeah.
important? So if you're not familiar with NLP, you might be familiar with a gentleman named Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is a neurolinguistic programmer. But fun fact, Tony Robbins is only a practitioner of NLP, and I am actually a master practitioner. So I actually have more training in NLP than Tony Robbins does, which we all love to say that, all of us master pracs. But anyway, NLP stands for neuro linguistic programming. And what it means is that we are following the modeling of how people speak and how people think. And we create techniques that help to kind of like shift those around. So when you think about anything that you believe is has been shaped by your own life experience. And the mind tends to delete and distort information. And there's another one, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But there's delete, distort, and there's one other one. Michelle, if you have a sec and you're not busy, look that up. What NLP deletes, distorts, and there's another one. Or the what's the name of it? There's a name for it. Anyway, your brain takes in information. And depending on how you feel or how you've been brought up or what your values are, you're going to interpret the exact same information very differently. We see this a lot in the media, right? There's this thing called confirmation bias. And the idea that you're looking for information that capitalizes on what you already believe. So, what happens with NLP is we actually go in and we rewire the neural pathways to something that you'd rather believe. Because the truth of the matter is, belief is a choice. If you guys have ever been on any of my calls with Michelle before, there we go. Delete, distort, and generalize. I knew there was another word and I knew it wasn't a D and I knew I'd never find it. So, thank you. Yes. So that's what happens. Information comes in, and that's what our mind does. It deletes, it distorts, and it generalizes. And so during NLP, we kind of shift that so that we can tell the subconscious mind what we want it to believe, so that the conscious mind can then create our reality accordingly. Okay. So I just wanted to explain that a little bit before we got started, like why we do this, what it does. The cool thing about NLP is that if belief is a choice and you know how to rewire your beliefs, you don't ever have to believe anything you don't want to believe ever again. You can absolutely shift how you look at the world and how you believe the world works. And so that's what we've done with Michelle and with a whole bunch of other people. And so that's what we're going to play with you guys tonight.
That sounds great. Yeah, so if you guys don't know the backstory, I've been working with AmyLee for a couple of years now, right?
Yeah.
Like one-on-one.
Yeah.
Couple of years one-on-one. And prior to that, I dabbled in some of her programs, but I had a turning point where I was like at that point where it's like, okay, I am ready for the more. And so she's been doing this practice with me for a while now. So I'm so excited to share it with you. So I think that we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna start off with Amanda.
Awesome. Hi, Amanda. Let me go ahead and pin you.
Hello.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Don't be nervous. This is super chill. I'm just going to read your thoughts and switch your mind around, but nothing without your consent. So no worries.
Okay.
So tell me what's going on.
Um, I guess I'm kind of struggling with like believing that I'm ever gonna grow to anything more with like doing the online stuff. I kind of feel like I don't have like the personality to like get as big as some of these other people and like build a team where I can actually like make a profit. Because I know you have to have like a team and stuff to make a decent profit. But I feel like I don't have like that personality that is going to draw people in and like grow as big as other people out there.
Okay. All right. So there's a couple of different beliefs that are kind of rolled up in that one. But just to tell you, first of all, as someone who can spot charisma a mile away, you absolutely have what it takes. You absolutely have a beautiful personality that will absolutely bring in your person. The beautiful thing about Bomb Party and really about any of the live community based, you know, models is that people really want to get to know someone. They want their person, right? They want that person that they feel like can listen to them talk about what's going on in their lives, and they're excited about the piece that they got. And not everybody who is the conventional TV personality, so to speak, is going to be the right fit for that. Okay. So if you think about like the local news, or let's go back, let me date myself for a minute. There used to be cable news, like there used to be a local channel in your town that had its own cable channel. Okay. And if you think about it, the cable channel, like the people there, they had their own little studio, probably wasn't anything and didn't hold a candle to the ones that you see on like national TV, but or even in your town, your city. But they would sit behind a desk and talk about what was going on in the town with their little, whatever camera. Those were the people that when there was like a Christmas party or something, you actually got to meet the anchors for the town, right? Like they were the librarians and the firefighters, and they were doing this as like a volunteer thing. Okay. But they still were creating something for the community. So Bomb Party's the same way, right? If you think about the people that are like the conventional, Barbie doll people, there are definitely some of those in Bomb Party, but you're going to find they're going to be the ones that have a tremendous volume and don't really get to know people. And one of the things that me and Michelle have talked about explicitly over the years is that Bomb Party is a business of people. It's a business of people. And when you connect to the right people, those people are going to be in your corner. Those people are going to want to connect to you. Okay. So that's number one. So well, actually, that's number two. Because first of all, we've established like you definitely have the personality, and people will follow you. And there's a reason why you have like a community based business. It's very different, right? You can control that. You can be more aware of like what's going on in their lives and, oh, did you have that surgery that you were going to have or whatever? And that probably comes pretty naturally to you. Okay. So that's from like the just like, I'm the girl down the street telling you what I see. Now I'm going to bring in some of the metaphysics and the law of attraction stuff. Okay. You are under a spell. And that spell has told you that all you are is the person that is in your body right now, that you are only Amanda, that maybe you're married, maybe you're not, maybe you have kids, maybe you don't, but you have this identity and that's all you are. And everything else is outside of you. And that is actually a giant lie because the truth of the matter is you are the creator who has chosen to have a human experience in the body of this person named Amanda. Okay. So in that experience that you're here to have, you don't realize the tremendous power that you have to create your reality. You don't realize it. It's not a you problem, it's an everybody problem. We don't get that that's something that we have. So remember before when I was talking about belief is something you choose? You remember that?
Yeah.
So you get to choose that you create your own reality. And the moment that you choose that, now the universe opens up and says, awesome, that's what we're going with. Great. What are we creating? So if I said to you, here's the paintbrush for your life, you get to decide what you want your life to look like and how it's going to be. You just paint it with this paintbrush. Do you know what you would want that to look like?
Um, yeah, independent, can take care of myself, not have to ask other people for stuff,
Okay.
and be able to just take care of my kids on my own. If I need something, I'm able to do it on my own.
Okay. Can you think of a time in your life when that has been true? When you have taken care of your kids on your own, when you have been able to take care of yourself? Can you think of a time when that's ever happened to you?
Um, Taking care of myself, not my kids.
Okay. So taking care of yourself. You can think of a time when you took care of yourself. What did that feel like?
Like I wanted to feel now, like independent, and I didn't need anybody else.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna push you too hard, but independent is not a feeling, right? Warm, cold, sleepy, tingly. If you go to the doctor's, right? And he says,
Mhm.
okay, tell me what's wrong. What's going on? Well, I just feel really independent. Is he gonna know how to
Mhm.
help you?
No.
No. So what did it feel like?
Um, I guess warm and
Where?
like my whole body, I guess. I was just happy and upbeat, and I didn't have any kind of depression. I wasn't sad at all. And I guess, I don't know, I'm not describe a feeling for sociable, but I was more sociable.
Okay.
So,
Because you had a desire to be around people, that kind of thing.
yeah, like I would go out and talk more and go do more things. Like I had more energy. There you go. It was more energetic. And
Mhm.
like I didn't feel like I had to like hide out somewhere. I could actually like I felt like I was good enough to be in the community.
Okay, I love that. Let me ask you, is there anything that is causing you not to be able to feel that feeling right now?
Yeah, I don't I feel like I really don't have anything of my own.
Hold on, hold on. You are making the conjecture that something outside of you is going to give you that feeling. And you're saying, I'm not allowed to have this feeling until something outside of me affects me. I'm asking if you can feel the feeling right now without needing something to tell your brain to have that feeling. Can you just drop it into your body? You just told me what it feels like. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Okay, feel it right now with this in giant audience. You're so safe.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Okay, go ahead and feel it. And while you're feeling it, I want you to imagine a picture that goes with it. Okay, so you're feeling the feeling, you're thinking about the way that it feels in your body. And then I want you to like kind of like make a picture of what that looks like. Is it you and your kids at McDonald's and you got to get them whatever they wanted and they got a toy? I don't know how old your kids are. Is it you taking a spa day and someone's calling you to tell you your kids are fine and that they're being taken care of? Like pick a picture in your head that represents this feeling. Let me know when you have the picture.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Now I want you to take this picture and I want you to take, like, there's some dials somewhere on the screen there in your head. I want you to play with the dials, turn up the color if you need to, turn on some music, do whatever you need to do to make the picture that much stronger, make the feeling stronger. So there's a connection between making the feeling stronger and making and the picture being exactly what you want. So notice that the feeling gets bigger and bigger and bigger the more that you tweak the picture to be what you desire. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
Okay. Turn it up even more. Turn it up to the point where like you can feel your toes curling. Like the feeling is so good in your body. Let me know when you've got that.
Okay.
Okay. Now that picture that you have, when I snap my fingers, I want you to just let that picture turn into a movie for the next like 15 seconds or so. Just let it play out. Let yourself feel the feelings, but let yourself feel them in like real time as if they're really happening. Okay. So like almost like I put a virtual reality set on you and you're just going to feel into it in 3, 2, 1. Allow that feeling to come over you. Bring it up, bring it up. Good job. Okay, let me ask you, while you're in this space, Amanda, do you actually need all the stuff that you're trying to create? You've got the feeling right now. Do you still need everything that creates that feeling, or do you feel like you already have it?
Yeah, I have the feeling right now without the stuff.
You what?
I have the feeling right now without all the stuff. Right
Yeah,
now.
you've got the feeling right now without all the stuff, right?
Hmm.
So, what if I told you that one of the things that you get to believe is that the more that you can connect to this feeling along with that visualization, that that is actually how you go about bringing that into your reality. And that's how all of us have brought everything into our reality, not through hard work, not through kicking our own ass, but from knowing what we desire and feeling into the feelings of having it.
That makes sense.
Is that something you'd be open to maybe trying to believe?
Yeah.
Okay. So what if I told you that if every single day you wake up in the morning and you think about that image of that end result of what you desire and you hold it for 17 seconds and you feel all those feelings in your body, you cannot not attract those things that you desire. What do you think of that statement?
Kind of skeptical, but
What?
kind of skeptical, but worth giving it a try.
Okay. Well, remember what we said before about belief, that you get to decide that your belief is what decides what is and what isn't. So are you willing to believe that? Are you willing to try that on as a belief?
Yeah, I'm willing to try. Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
great.
were you asking me like if I do I believe if I feel those feelings that I will eventually get what I'm picturing? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know if I'd use the word eventually because that sounds like it's far down the road. This can work really, really fast. Um, you can manifest inside of a day sometimes. It really just depends
Mm-hmm.
on how willing you are to believe at what level. I've had
Okay.
people manifest $10,000 in 10 minutes. I've had people manifest $8,000 in 12 hours. I've had
Hmm.
people find their soulmate after one call. Like you're the only one who can decide whether or not you believe that.
Hmm.
And believe it or not, and Michelle will back me up on this, most gurus, most of the people with all the big coaching containers will not tell you this. This is something that is gate kept in the professional development industry.
Hmm.
They will not tell you that this is how it works because it's just too easy. Well, excuse me, it's simple. It's not easy, but there really is no bells and whistles. Feel the feeling that you desire, pair it with the visual of what you desire, and the universe has to magnetize it to you. Now, here's the interesting thing. There are sometimes situations where you don't really want it. Now, you may say, no, I do want this. Of course I want this. Right. But sometimes there are caveats that keep you from actually desiring what you desire. For example, well, let me give you an example. If a woman was, let's say there was a woman who's in her 50s, 60s, and she's on disability. Okay. She doesn't secretly want her bomb party to work out because she could lose her benefits. She doesn't want to make that much money. So what's she going to do? She's going to hold herself back to where she only makes this much because deep down she knows if I make too much, I'm going to lose my benefits, knowing full well she could make more than enough that her benefits wouldn't matter. I was in this very same situation with my son who has special needs. And he was on Medicaid, Medicare, Medicaid. I don't know which one it is, but he's on the little baby one. And I was terrified to make more money in my business because I was like, oh no, what if his stuff isn't covered anymore? And now all of a sudden I have to pay for it out of pocket. But then it occurred to me, well, if I'm making enough money, I'm not going to care if I have to pay for it out of pocket. So I was able to remove that resistance. So you may find that you have some resistance around creating this life that you desire. And if that's true, that is the only thing that can get in the way of you manifesting it, is if you inadvertently somewhere deep down are trying to keep yourself from having it. And your job as the creator, the co-creator of your life, is to find those things and to say to yourself, okay, why is this coming up? Why do I really not want this? And then see if you can shift that for yourself.
Yeah, I don't think I have any resistance. So I'm willing to try this.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything. It's very simple.
Hmm.
A lot of people get this idea that, in the future, I'm going to be. And one of the things that we work on with me and Michelle is bringing the future into the now. You get to bring the future into the now. So,
I would do that.
yeah, it's not about you getting to that place in the future. It's about you bringing that reality, that identity into the now. And the way that you do that is to visualize and to feel the feelings of being in that space. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were able to feel the feeling of having your desire. Okay. In that state, you didn't even need the thing anymore.
Mm-mm.
And that made you a magnet for bringing that thing into your life without any resistance. So when you start to think, oh gosh, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't think that that's possible for me. Ask yourself, what do I want to believe? That's going to be your code. Okay, Amanda, what do I
Okay.
want to believe? And Michelle, if you're talking to Amanda and she gets into a spiral, ask her that. What do you want to believe? Okay. All right. Anything else, Amanda?
I don't think so. Thank you. I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
I just want to say that I think that as you were going through that exercise, Amanda, I could already see like I could see verbal not verbal, visual changes in yourself, like you relaxed, you almost look like you were smiling, like almost so happy, like you were going to cry.
I
But
was trying to.
yeah, but that's okay. So, just marinate in that daily, maybe wake up in the morning and do it and start your day off right. You don't need to know how it's going to happen. You just need to feel the feeling and know that it will happen.
Belle's
Thank
gonna go get certified in NLP soon.
you.
Maybe. All right.
You'd be good. You'd be good at it.
So
Done.
she's so coach material. You guys lucked out big
Yes.
time with having her as your upline. She is world class. There's a reason why
Thank
we've been
you.
together for so long. She's my favorite. So
Thank you. All right. I'm going to call on Christina. It's your turn, friend.
hi, Christina. Let me pop you up here. Hold on. Awesome.
So I don't know if I understood the assignment like I should have, but I jotted down some notes and it was more of like being more budget awareness because I seem to just kind of fly by the seat of my pants and be like, I need this, I need that, and then I'm left with nothing. Or I'm
Mhm.
constantly giving too much, so I'm left with nothing.
Oh, this is so good. And Michelle's going to be able to help you with this too. But let me just kind of take you a little bit on my path. So I have made no less than six figures in my business since 2014, 2015. And I'm going to be really raw with you right now. Like, and Michelle will back me up on this. I have had money distress every single year until last year. Having the money that you need does not preclude you from having those feelings.
Mhm.
Those feelings are something that you create that then manifests the money problems that you have.
Okay.
What I mean by this, so 2 Novembers ago, I decided with my family, we were going to do the We Have Food at Home challenge. Michelle's heard this story. And so the point was for the entire month, we were not going to eat out at all. Anything we ate, we were going to buy at the grocery store and come home. So that means no going out to eat, no gas station food. And I thought, like, this will be great. We'll see how much money we saved. What I did not realize was that by limiting my money container, by budgeting, what I was actually doing was I was shrinking the amount of money that I was bringing into my life. Instead of reallocating it, I was shrinking it. And that month, even though we had, I think it was like $11,000 or $12,000 a month, which isn't like living the lap of luxury when you have 5 kids, but it's still, I could pay the mortgage and I could pay for food and stuff like that. Little bills and little things that were coming in caused me so much more anxiety. Like I had so much more anxiety about paying for things, but the money didn't reflect that. I had more than enough money, but I still had that scarcity. The
Mm-hmm.
scarcity feelings that come along with money are thought patterns that then perpetuate the money problems that we have. It's not the other way around. So, one of the things that really helped me, and I think Michelle might be doing this with you guys soon, but one of the things that really helped me was to create an aspirational budget. So, the difference between an aspirational budget and a regular budget says, here's how much money we have. And now let's separate it into all the things we need and lament on the fact that we don't have enough to go around.
Mm-hmm.
That's depressing. Nobody wants to do that. It doesn't make you feel good to sit there and be like, we don't have enough for what we need. An aspirational budget, though, is where you decide what your dream lifestyle looks like. Actually, I think Kat's doing this right now. You decide what your dream lifestyle looks like, and then you allocate the money and then add it up at the end. So let's say you want to get your nails done every month and you want to spend $50 a week. Okay. Let's say you want to get them done 4 times a month. So that's $200. So you put the $200. Maybe you want to pay off debt. You want to pay $1,000 worth of debt every month. Maybe you want to put your kid in ice skating and that's $100. And you go through all of these amounts and you get to the end and you're like, huh, to have my dream lifestyle with everything that I want, with like all the food I can buy at Whole Foods, and I can do this and I can have this subscription box and I can pay this and I can, and it's like $13,000. That is such a different feeling than you feeling like I've got to make $20,000 months. I've got to make $50,000 months, because that's what you know and that's what's in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
So when your money container is as big as your budget and what you have, guess what? When it fills up, there's no room to put in more. You can't put more in because your bucket is full. So you have to increase your money container. And the way you do that is to visualize, like I was talking to Amanda, of what it would be like to spend at that level, what it will be like to meet your needs at a different level. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
What you'll find is that you'll go, oh my gosh, I could go live 2 more times and I'd be there, or I'd be there for the week. And you,
Yeah, like I'm figuring that out now. Like I did that this past week. I picked up like 2 pop-ins and I was like, holy crap.
yeah,
That's all I have to
because you
do.
have something to measure it against. Most of the time, it's like, people are talking about having $1 million months. Like, what does that even mean? I can't conceptualize $1 million month. I can conceptualize 100. I've done 100, but I can't conceptualize 1 million, because I'm like, I don't even know where that, what I would even do with that. Now you may say, I can't conceptualize 100. Some of you may say, I can't conceptualize 10. So that's why when we go back and we create the aspirational budget, you go, okay, well, my brain can make sense of the fact that this is how much we need for this lifestyle. And maybe it's only a couple thousand more than what you have now. And you guys literally all have your own personal ATM. You literally, nowhere else can you go online and sell stuff. And there's a built-in audience because people want this and they're looking for this. So at any given time, you can get your inventory and turn it into cash. That's not something that everybody can do. People can't pick up hours at a company that doesn't have the hours to give because sales have been bad.
Mm-hmm.
Or people are all fighting over shifts for something because people need overtime. Like, we don't have that luxury in any other industry, but we do with these online businesses. And so if you're feeling that like tightness, what does it feel like not to feel the tightness? How can you step into the version of you that doesn't feel the tightness?
Just to be free.
Okay, so what does that feel like? Have you ever had that? Have you ever gotten a tax return that you're like, oh baby, we're good now?
Yeah.
What does that feel like?
Feels like me running through the money.
What do you
Like
mean?
I know, like I'll spend it.
Okay, but what does it feel like? I didn't ask what you do with it.
Relaxing. Like I feel, I can't really put that into words. More content.
Mm-hmm. Right. But you're used to having this big of a money container.
Yeah.
Guess what happens when extra comes? It has nowhere to go. So what do you got to do?
Pick up more hours.
You got to get rid of it. You got to find something to dump it into because it doesn't fit in your container, right? So you got to get some use out of it. So maybe you take a trip, or maybe you buy a coaching thing. A lot of people buy coaching things. That's what a lot of people dump their money into. So you have this container. It gets filled up. It's overflowing, and you've got to get rid of the excess. So what do you do if you don't want to have to get rid of the excess? What do you do if you have a plant and it outgrows the pot it's in?
Get a bigger pot.
Get a bigger pot. So what would it feel like if your minimum to have in your checking account at the end of the month was $1,000? I don't do anything. If there's not $1,000 safety net in my account, I might as well not have that money. What would that feel like?
More freeing.
Okay, but what's free in a feeling?
Calm.
Okay, calm. Like, I could take care of this bill if I need to.
Hmm.
We need tires for the car. I've got them, right?
Yes.
Okay. So is that something that you could, now maybe you can't do 1,000, but could you do
Yeah.
$50? I'm not going to ever let it be below 50. Figure out what's the number for you that is your non-negotiable, that I do not make less than this a month.
Okay.
So what is that? Do you know?
Um, I mean, right now I don't know
Okay.
what that like that physical number would be
Yeah.
because I'm new to everything.
Well, you're not
I
new
mean,
to
I
life.
know.
You're
Yeah.
not new to knowing what you want.
Yeah. I think it's just transitioning from being a stay-at-home mom for the last 17 years into, trying to help provide for my family because the economy is crap.
Well, the economy's crap, but also there are plenty of people having $1 million
Yeah.
months, $100,000 months, $10,000 weeks. I mean, the economy is crap for some people, and some
Yeah.
people are riding high. So now remember, I'm going to call you out on the same thing I was talking to Amanda about. You
Hmm.
decide what you believe. Do you want to believe the economy's crap?
No.
No, you don't want to believe that, do you?
No.
So if you believe something different, what does that mean?
I don't know.
It means that the economy is not crap if you believe it's not, right?
Yeah.
You are the creator, yes? You're the
Yeah.
creator of your own reality. So if you believe that the economy is wonderful, the economy gets to be wonderful, right?
Hmm. Is it more so like just working around what you can actually manipulate in that?
You can manipulate everything. You can you are the supreme creator of your reality. Let me put it
Hmm.
this way. If you think about, let's say that you go through your whole life and I obtain a video, a film reel of your life. You and I are sitting in the movie theater and your life is playing on the screen in front of us. Okay. Everything that you've done, everything you haven't done, the things that went good, the things that went bad. And I give you a big old Sharpie marker, one that's about as big as you are. And I say, go up to the screen and scribble on the screen anything that you don't like that you see.
Hmm.
Would you actually be able to remove that stuff from the film?
From the film, yes.
No.
No.
You're writing on a screen. It's a projection
I
from
guess
back
you
in the
just wouldn't be able to
booth.
see it. So I get what you mean. Yeah.
It's just projecting, right?
Okay.
So what you're seeing reflected around you is a projection of your current belief.
Okay.
So what you see on the screen, the bad economy, this person screwed me over, this thing happened, the inventory that I wanted wasn't available. These are all projections of your belief that the universe is not friendly. Because if we live in a friendly, loving universe, then everything around me gets to be aligned with exactly what I desire. Yes.
Hmm.
Now, the problem is a lot of us, we've got trauma, we've got frustration, we've got resentment, we have husbands who don't lift a finger to help us. Like we have all these different things. And we'd rather be in opposition to the universe so we get to be mad than to be wrong and to shift and believe that everything is great. Because some part of us says, well, they need to be punished. There are people that have more than me, and I get to be upset that I'm not one of them. There are people that will die on that hill. They love that.
Hmm.
To call someone out. Michelle was that way when I very first met her. This was like years ago. She was probably like 25 at the time, but she was 100% that victim mindset. I was that victim mindset. We all go through those periods. But if you're ready to see the world differently, if you're ready to see the world through the eyes of love and abundance, that's the only thing the universe can show you. There isn't anything else. It's not possible. Now, I know you can say, well, what about the people that are dying? And what about cancer? And what about little children that have bad things? Well, I would argue that when you bring that stuff into it, they're on their own soul journey. And what we don't understand is that there is some kind of a learning experience that's taking place there. And somewhere in some aspect, good is being done. We can't always see it, but it's somewhere. So make an aspirational budget. Go absolutely hog wild. What do I want? If at the end of the month, I just had to turn in an expense report with everything that I want for me, for my partner, for my kids, for everything, what does that look like? Find out what that number is, and then just practice buying pots for that plant, right? Just a little bit at a time, a little bit. I'm just going to stretch myself a little more. I'm going to get $100 more worth of inventory this month, and I'm going to go live 2 more times or whatever it is. Doesn't even have to be inventory. It could be anything. And practice stretching that money container.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Michelle, your thoughts?
That's pretty cool. I was just thinking about because one of the challenges, well, the challenge for this month is creating our emergency fund for our personal and for our business. And so I think that would fold into this nicely. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I think that's a great idea. And if you need individual help on that, Christina, I can totally do that with you. Um, okay, so we were gonna have Tanya, but I don't know if she's having connection issues, but because she keeps falling off and then coming back on. So if you want, let me just make sure she's not in the waiting room. We can go to Kat.
Okay.
Show your face, Kat. You're on mute. Kat, are you there? Maybe she's multitasking.
Yeah, she might be. She's pretty chatty in the comments, so I'm sure she's in the ladies' room or something.
Okay, I'm here. Sorry.
You're fine.
There. Hi.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm still at the in-laws, so I had to find a quiet space.
It's okay. So what do you have for us that we can flip for you?
Uh, Mine was actually right now what I'm working on, similar to Christina's with the budget awareness. Like AmyLee was right, I'm working on the aspirational budget right now. So that's what I'm working on right now because I have noticed with the shifting that I'm doing, money is still like a limiting belief. So that's the next one that I'm trying to clear.
Yeah. So when we have consistent money problems, one of the things that usually is true as a belief is that we believe that money is a fruit. But the truth is that money should be seen as a seed. Fruit is like when it's gone and there's no more coming. A seed, though, is we plant it and more comes. Okay. So if you are of the mindset that the only money that you're ever going to have for the rest of forever is the money that you have right now, well, then you're kind of screwed, right? But yet, so many of us think the only money I'm going to have is the money that's coming in for the rest of the month. I have a client who I adore to the moon and back. She usually has anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 months. She's a brick and mortar. She's a store. And she says to me yesterday, right now, I'm worried because I don't think I'm going to make a profit this month. I think I'm only going to have like $2,000 in profit. I said, it's the 11th of the month. There's so much month left to go. But she was only counting on her passive income. She's only counting on the things that were already coming in, like for you would be your job. She completely negated the fact that anything else outside of that could come in because she doesn't have it on her radar right now. The problem when you don't know what it is that you want or what your aspirations are, you don't know what you're reaching for. Now, for you, if I said, Kat, $30,000 months, you'd be like, I can't even understand what that would look like. But also, when we look at your aspirational budget, you might not need 30,000. 30,000 might cause more problems for you right now than good. For example, let's say you don't, but let's say you had a husband who had a crazy ex-wife and that money would somehow go to her. It wouldn't benefit you to make that extra money. You know what I mean? Not everybody necessarily needs what's out there being projected. So when you figure out what you desire, you want to make an extra $2,000 a month. If you figure out how much a live is and you go, I just need to do 6 lives a month and stay on for 2 hours, duh. Why wouldn't I do that? Literally, TikTok feeds you customers. You don't even have to find your customers anymore. I mean, that's just not even fair. Back in my day, we had to build the audience. We had to find people. We had to run ads. Y'all don't have to do any of that crap. You just pop your little cute face on TikTok and somebody's there wanting to buy your stuff. Provided that you're doing it consistently, provided that they know they can count on you, provided that they know that you're there. So for you, your money mindset is, oh God, I don't know where this other money is going to come from. You don't have to know. All kinds of money shows up in the craziest places. Money is like air. It really is. You don't sit next to someone on the train and be like, oh God, he's drinking all the air, right? You don't walk around your house and say, kids, stop breathing. There is not enough air in here. You don't pour water from the faucet and be like, hold on a second. That's enough. That's enough. And people are like, well, money is paper. Money is real. No, it's not. Money is decimal points. Money is not any more real than water or air. I mean, it's not any less plentiful than water or air. Someone at a bank can be typing on their little pad thing and accidentally put the decimal point in the wrong place. And you're like a quadrazillionaire. Think about how much money transfers between you. Money does grow on trees, but money's actually fabric. Okay, Michelle? So if you're going to be a troublemaker, I'm going to have you sit in the back.
Stop it. It's paper. In my world, it's paper. So it grows on trees. So there's
that. Okay, fine. Get yourself a money tree. See if any money grows on. So money is an idea. It's a transfer of energy between two people or two organizations or two people or two something. It's a transfer of energy. That's all it is. It's currency. But if you're treating it like something that only comes in when it comes in and all the money that's coming in for the rest of the month is already here, what is the universe going to show you? Look, I've even got my arms already folded. Wish is my command. So what do you want to believe, Kat, about money for this month?
Definitely not my usual mindset of.
Okay, I don't want to hear what you don't want to believe. That's not what we want. What do you want to believe?
That
I want to believe.
I want to believe that money comes to me freely.
Okay. And what happens if you believe that?
You mean like what happens with that belief, or just what
No,
do
like
I feel with the belief?
what's the danger of believing that? Why not just believe it?
Uh, because there is still that limit there. I think just because I've been stuck in that for so long
Mhm.
that it's kind of hard to do that shift as much as I want to. There's some kind of block there.
Imagine that block, that limit as like the meanest girl you ever went to high school with. I mean, she's like a real bitch. Okay. And she like tried to get your boyfriend's attention just so he doesn't pay attention to you. Like she's just a horrible monster bitch. And she's standing there telling you, you can't have what you want. You don't get to have that, cat. You're not popular like me. You're not a cheerleader. That's not meant for you, cat. You're just going to work at McDonald's when you grow up. Nothing against people who work at McDonald's. Personally, I could go for some fries right now. So, how does that make you feel?
Pissed off.
Yeah.
Like old me would have just accepted it, but new me wants to tell her to F off.
How do you tell her to F off? Because she's not real. So how do we actually how do we vanquish
Mhm.
her? What do we do? We've got to change our if the way that you
Prove her
summon the
wrong.
magic if the way that you summon the magic paintbrush of the universe is to believe, what do we have to do?
Change the belief. So change it to something stronger than the limiting belief.
I don't know. You tell me. You're the creator.
Yeah, just prove her wrong. So I think to do that, just if I can't clear that block, then just find something more powerful belief than that limiting one.
If you can't clear that block, what is that block? That block is something that's telling you, don't believe this, believe this. Who gets to decide
Mhm.
what you believe?
Me.
What would your reality look like right now if you believed that money can come from anywhere for the rest of the month and that you're going to have your $2,000 month in your business?
Uh, way better than what it is right now.
Feel it right now. Pop it in, see what it feels like. Pop it in like a cassette tape, like it's 1992. She's like, I was born in 95. Shut up, Kat.
I was born in 90.
So, Kat, take a moment to just like really feel it. Like, I think you were maybe we're here when Amanda went through that exercise. If you can just take a
Mhm.
moment to like really marinate in the feeling and prove that girl, that mean girl, wrong.
It definitely feels better. It's makes me light up more,
Mm-hmm.
feel more stronger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you knew without the shadow of a doubt that believing it would make it happen, would you believe it?
Sorry, what was that? I don't
If
know
you
why it
knew
like cut
beyond the
out on me.
shadow of a doubt that believing it would make it happen, would you believe it?
Yeah.
believing it's going to make it happen.
Yeah, you're right.
So work on your aspirational budget. Continue to do your one small thing every day that you're doing. Play with the energy of what if this was true? What would it take out of me for me to make this my belief? If I believed this, what would it mean? What would it feel like? Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I realized I didn't pin you. I'm sorry. I thoughts, Michelle.
I thought that was super cool. I like the analogy of the mean girl because,
Hmm.
like, you know what? Some people may not resonate with the whole um, good feeling of, I would like to think that they would resonate with the good feeling of, vibing and everything. But some people, I think, when you put it in the perspective of like, this is this mean girl in your ear, like you could use that anger to fuel that fire to
Hmm.
get you to that belief saying, here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you that you're wrong. What's that Toby Keith song? How do you like me now? Make that. I don't know if you like Toby Keith or not, but that's an amazing song.
Yeah, I cried
To,
when he passed. Yeah, I love
yeah,
Toby.
but like that's an amazing song to kind of just remind you that you're gonna prove him wrong. You're gonna prove that mean girl wrong because she's a thing, and you're just gonna kick her to the curb. And if that is what's going to get you over that hump, then maybe that's where you need to put that focus. But
Hmm.
just know that you're there. You're just a decision away.
And just to give you something that's a little more specific to you, Kat, because I know you really well. If you think about the sacred masculine that you work with all the time, and Michelle, you work with yours as well, the conversation that's coming from the mean girl is the exact same conversation coming from the sacred masculine. It's just a different channel. So where she's saying, you're never going to have that. You're not doing what you need to do and you're not making it happen. And you're, look at this, you could have gone live and you didn't, and you're not making it happen and you're lazy and you're all these things. We switch that channel. And instead, the sacred masculine says, hey, babe, I noticed that you haven't gone live in a couple of days. And I just wonder, is there anything I can do to help you? Can I support you? Is there something I can do to take a little bit of that weight off? Because I know that you really want this goal and I want that for you too. And so, what can I do to be part of the solution to help you feel fortified enough to do this thing you want to do? It's the exact same conversation. It's like when you have, your GPS and you can have like the really hot British guy, or you can have that like annoying English girl, right? English meaning like American English, right? It's like turn left right now. Or it's like take a left at the next intersection, right? You get to decide. Yes. It's the same thing. Or Siri, right? You can make different voices. So it's the exact same thing. That mean girl, sometimes she is there just to fuel you and we need her. But we can change the channel and make that voice supportive and loving and exciting. And I'll tell you what, for me, where I used to have like, oh, you did this, you did that. Now I've got, baby girl, you're doing it. You're so doing it. Look at that payment that just came in. Look at the way that you just run your business like a boss. And I'm here to support you. And I'm so proud of you. And like, did you drink your water today? Because I know you haven't been good drinking your water, but also like you're making it happen, right? It's a very different energy. And
Hmm.
you get to tune it to that channel. And you too, Michelle, and you too, Christina. Everybody does. And Amanda, you guys get to tune it to that delicious, supportive channel. I thought that was my depression talking me out of things I want to do. Sometimes it is, you know, it, sometimes when we don't want to do something, we will look for any opposition that keeps us from having to do it 100%. But we also get to override that too. For example, and I'm going to use a really bad one. Let's say that your kid needs a medicine and you have to give it to them 3 times a day and you don't feel like it. Your dopamine's just not there that day. You're a mama, there's no come hell or high water. You're going to stand there and give your kid whatever you need to give, even if you don't feel well, even if it doesn't matter, right? It's like, oh, I can't make $10,000 by the end of the month. But if they told you your kid was terminal and they needed a medicine and you needed it in the next 3 weeks, you'd be knocking on doors. You'd be collecting cans. You'd probably be opening your damn legs. Now, I'm not telling anybody to do that, but I'm saying when it matters, it matters. And the difference between the people who have what you want and the people who don't are the ones that decided that it matters. Michelle is one of those people. She's like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm doing it. I'm going to invest in really high level mentorship. I'm going to figure this stuff out. She wasn't available for anything less. And now look at her. She looks younger than me. Oh, yeah, Kat, you don't worry. I've been working on all kinds of incentives for you. I know exactly what makes you tick, young lady.
Oh gosh, this was really good. This was really good for a great mindset shift in a few different areas. Sorry if you hear the cat. Do we have any questions or any thoughts? Do you have any, what is your free group, AmyLee? If we
Oh, yeah. So we moved over to the Go High Level platform. My free group now is going to be a little bit different. I have a free group on Facebook, but I really want to focus on helping people to step into their leadership. So this is my new free group. I'm going to be doing lots of classes over there, free stuff, paid stuff. You guys are
Okay.
welcome to join. So I think that's the place. I think you're already over there, Michelle.
I think I am. But if you guys really enjoyed this space with AmyLee, I encourage you to hop into this space. She has stuff that's free. She's got stuff that's paid, but spend more time with her because this is what's going to bring you to that next level is changing that mindset and getting out of that depressed state from 100 years ago and knowing that we are all worthy, we're all capable, and it's all happening.
Absolutely.
Guess what? It's more of a lead generation group. Okay. All right. I think that we're all set for today.
Thank you, Michelle. And if you want, I can hop off and you guys can debrief or whatever you want to do. I'll give you the Fathom thing whenever it pops up. It should have everybody's little thing in their homework, which will be cool. So,
All right. Yeah. Actually, we're gonna hang up this. I'm gonna hop on team chat because I think the
okay.
rest of the
Sounds
group is ready to talk about the week and everything and
all
talk a little
right.
bit about this too. So, all right. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Have a great evening.
Bye.
Bye.